Tell me a story about the Browns.
Well, the Browns, the Jelly Watson, you mentioned the family ties. He started the Cookeville High School football team.
And that's the grandfather, right?
That's the grandfather, yes. And then their father was a coach as well. And then when they came along, they were going to be good football players, but their plan was not to be coaches. Their plan was Mack. They came to Vanderbilt. Watson as a quarterback, Mack as a running back, which is what they had been at Cookeville. Mack also was an outstanding defensive player. He's on this team as a defensive player. But they came to Vanderbilt, and they came here because they didn't want to go into coaching. They wanted to stop the family tree right there, the line, and Mack was going to become an attorney, and Watson was going to become a sports writer. He wanted to become the next Fred Russell, the longtime Nashville Banner sports editor who finished his career with the Tennessean. Well, after they got there and they looked at what it took, and Mack realized there was a little extra school involved and that he didn't like reading, and reading cases was part of it, he decided, you know what, I'm going to go into coaching. And Watson was such a prolific athlete that he started getting scouted by so many professional teams, both baseball and football, that it kind of, the desire to be a sports writer kind of went by the wayside. And he ended up with some post-college athletics, and then ended up going into coaching. So that's how they got into coaching and kept the tree going.
Now, you talked to both brothers, and you talked to Mack. What was his reaction to finding out that this all-60s decade team, besides the fact that, hey, man, you're probably thinking, man, I'm older than I thought, but I mean, this is a great project. What was his reaction to this when you talked to him?
Think about this. Mack's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He's in the Texas Hall of Fame, Texas State Hall of Fame, the North Carolina State Hall of Fame, because he coached at Texas, and North Carolina won a national championship with Vince Young from Tennessee, who later played for the Titans. And he's back now at North Carolina. He's in the Tennessee State Hall of Fame, obviously. He's in the Cookeville Hall of Fame. He told me he was greatly honored. He said, this is one of the biggest honors that I could ever receive. And I don't think he was just telling me because it was me on the other end of the line. He honestly he seemed to be really honored to be on this team. It made an impact on him. So much so that he said, I want you to do me a favor when you get this done. And he's old school. He wants the printed edition mailed to him. Gave me his secretary's number and address. And he said, I'm going to take this and give it to my team when we start fall practice, and I'm going to say, you see this? I was pretty good. He had an expletive in there, and he said, you guys need to step it up to be as good as I was.